Hi guys, I'm doing these earphones again, so I hope you can hear me and it's not scratchy. So if you cannot hear me, please put the comments down below that you can't hear me. Thanks Warriors for joining. I'm Annie Bennett and I am the Wellness Warrior. I'm here because I want to help you become a Wellness Warrior within. If you're joining me live, place a 1 down below. If it's a replay, hashtag replay. Tonight, as always, I like to define what it is to be a wellness warrior. Becoming a wellness warrior is to live your best life and to create a life of design. And I want to show you that it's possible that you can create your life of design. Hi, Tracy and Jennifer. Hi, babe. Okay. So, this angle's a little new for me, but I'm kind of like standing up a little because tonight we're talking about my dream board, which I'm already getting into this a little too early talking about that. But part of how I have created a life of design is with dream boards. Dream boards are effective in reminding yourself of things, and for me, I've got mine in my room so that I see it daily and that it reminds me of certain things. And now I have it set up and placed where it's right here. And I kind of feel like it's got some accountability to it when it's right there and people can see that stuff. So I think that I couldn't have had like a better spot for it than to share it with you guys. Okay, so I wanted to talk about a couple of things with dream boards because sometimes there's some interesting ideas and things that people think about them. Sometimes, you put something on a dream board and you end up not achieving that exact thing or on that day or something like that. And so sometimes we do interesting things when that happens too. Like for me, several years ago, I would try something for maybe like a few months and then I would quit. So quitting was kind of one of those things that I would put on a board, didn't have it achieved, and I was like, I suck at this. That is not how dream boards should be used. Sometimes people get discouraged. I know I've been discouraged. I've gotten mad at myself, maybe even a little mean to myself because of it. And again, that's another thing that we don't want to do. And I'm seeing a comment from Tracy. Hi, Tracy. She's telling me she finally got on my story time. So good to see you on here. My good friend Sherry's on here as well. So what I've realized about dream boards is that it's not a fairy tale. And it doesn't mean that if you put it up there that it's 100% going to happen, and especially like that. Like, that's not what it is. What it does is it tells a story. And I found putting stories behind the journey keep me on my path. And so I also like hearing other people's journeys and their stories because it encourages me. So I want to share some of my dream board stories with you before I share what's up here. So my first dream board that I can remember was probably about 8 or 9 years ago. And I had it in storage someplace. So I couldn't bring it out. I really wanted to bring it out to show you guys because it was kind of silly. It was on a construction board. Sorry, I'm getting super uncomfortable on here today. Okay, it's because I'm like half up, half down. It was on construction paper and just pages ripped out of the magazine. It was nothing special, but it was just to get the job done. Like, I heard somebody talk about it, and I was like, I'm going to do that. So I did it. And I honestly could, back then, I could only imagine, like, a couple of things. Like, I had such a hard time thinking outside the box. So I remember a couple of things that I had on it, and one of them was a red Cadillac SRX, a home with a mountain view. I had the Solterra. There's a neighborhood called Solterra in Denver that has a beautiful infinity pool, and I had that infinity pool on my dream board, like at their clubhouse. I was like, I love that place. That place is beautiful. let's see what else was on there. There was a few other things like Italy. Italy has always kind of been, since I was a teenager, a place that I wanted to go. So I had Italy, and on top of that too, I have written things down. And I looked for that tonight, and I do believe that's in storage as well. Which I'm hoping I can find it for next week so I can share with you guys, because it is pretty incredible what it said. And I actually found, so keep in mind, so I've only been doing my health and wellness business for 2 years, okay? And about a year and a half ago, I found this writing that I was telling you about. The things that were written down, they literally made me weep, because every single thing that I had written down was actually being achieved in that moment, which was absolutely incredible to be able to see that. And on the back I had something written too, which I do have that, but again, I'm going to share that for hopefully when I find both sides, because it is absolutely so incredible how real it is. Speaking of, I just remembered too, I found some paperwork that on Sunday from a training that I had done about a year and a half ago, and I read this thing that I had written to myself in the future, and when I found it, that's everything that was going on. I mean, just either everything had happened or it's going on. And so, again, for me, this is like no-brainer. Write stuff down. Okay, so I want to tell you a story about that. So I talked about the Cadillac SRX, right? So in December 2015, I was buying a house, and my mortgage company had told me that they wanted me to have a lower, I had a Acura MDX at the time, and they wanted me to have a lower car payment. And so so I looked at the dealership that I absolutely love, and they had that red Cadillac SRX, and I was like, I'm going to go get it. And by the time that I had gotten there, which was probably like 2 or 3 hours later than when I had originally called, it actually had justled, like literally justled. The people were like signing the paperwork and everything. So I like met the new owners of that car. And that night, I test drove a couple other cars. There was this Lexus that I was like, oh, that's so beautiful, but there is just no way that they're going to be able to get that in the payment that I want. And so what ended up happening is I said no to pretty much every single car they were like trying to show me, or the car wouldn't work for the payment that I needed. And so finally they come out and they're like, we have this one other car, and they're like, do you like a Lexus? And I was like, that black one out there? And I was like, there's no freaking way. So I got that car, okay? And my point is sometimes things that are on the board, like they help you make that decision that you need to, like, when it's time to go get something, that you go and get it. So like I went to go get that CRX and ended up with a way better car. It's a Lexus RX 300, and what's amazing about it is it literally is the best car that I have ever driven. It is, I can't say enough great things about that car. My whole point is that sometimes it ends up being a way better gift and a blessing than you could have even dreamed up at that time. Okay, so with that, oh, and also the house with the mountain view, I don't have that exact house with the mountain view, but I have lived in 3 houses now with mountain views. So I know that one is coming at some point. Okay, so let's see how well, there's some of the stuff that you can kind of see from afar, and I'll just talk about it, but there's one part at the end that I told myself that I'm going to be super bold and show you guys. It is something super private into my life, but literally I believe that when I show it to you, that there is a purpose and a reason, and so I'll talk about it when I am actually showing you. Okay, so this is my board here, and at each 4 corners, I've got my word for the year. So I started doing this about 6 years ago, where I would have one word. But last year, I had to have four. I think the year before that I had three, and then it was two. But I had to have four, which now I'm starting to see it's a little complex. And I'm going to like tone it down probably next year. But my four words are, the first one is fulfilled, and then love, grateful, and abundance. And boy, I will tell you, when you give yourself a word for the year, it really does become, it becomes kind of like your mantra for the year. Last year was I fearless, and there was something else, something to do with like, being brave, courage. I think those were my words. Whew, I did get brave. I got lots of courage, and I'm pretty much almost not totally fearless, but I have lots of things to help me become more fearless. So, like I was saying, fulfilled, love, grateful, and abundance. And I really wanted those because I wanted to feel like there wasn't things missing, And I think when I had put that on there, I was like, that means that everything's going to get fulfilled and everything's going to happen the way that I need it to. But what ended up really happening is that I literally feel more fulfilled than I ever have in my life. More fulfilled than I ever could have even pinpointed if even everything had come true, if that makes sense. There's just such a deep, profound fulfillment. Being grateful. This year I learned to be grateful even in the times of deep sorrow, and even in the times of pain, in being in fear. To be grateful is so important. There's so much power in that. And then love. Originally I had put that in because I was like, maybe I'm gonna find the love of my life this year. And I think what I found a deeper definition of love, which I'm so grateful for that. And then abundance, of course. So I was living in a scarcity mentality, and I had no idea until this word abundance came in my life. So the first 3 months of this year, absolute scarcity mentality. And honestly, before that, 3 months before that. And to live in this life of abundance is just it's absolutely incredible. Like, I'm almost emotional talking to you guys about it, because it's just, you see things so differently when you live in a life of abundance. Hey, Sawyer. So those were my 4 words I wanted to point out. Maybe you guys can choose a word for 2019. Syrian refugees down here. I'm not sure if you can see that because I cannot see with the comment stuff. But I've got my Syrian refugee children down here. My passion is Syrian refugees. And to be honest with you, I've got to have stuff like this up on my board to remember why I do what I do. Like, I do uncomfortable things, and I get live with you guys. I do all this stuff to further, children and people like this. Like, for me, I don't know if you're aware of this, but there's a huge Syrian crisis going on, tons of refugees. One thing that I'm super passionate about is that I want to make a ton of money to send over there to get as many people that need to get across that can. That children and mothers and families are being split apart, 1. 2, a lot of people don't know, but they're being trafficked. And they're not just being trafficked, sex trafficking. They're being trafficked for the black market and their body parts as well. So it is an absolute disgusting crisis going out there. So huge passion for me. And then there are so many that are displaced and they have no homes. One place that is accepting them is France, and Convoy of Hope, which is up here. Convoy of Hope Europe is a non-for-profit that really reaches out into that community and serves them. And I want to be a part of that with them. I want to be able to give them tons of money and be able to go and serve when I need to as well. Right here, I know you guys, a lot of you know that I went to Jamaica this year, and originally I had put this on here. I had even mentioned Lisa on my team, Carrie and Marianne, they're going to be in Jamaica with me, and that Tanya is my national vice president, and so I had written it because that was what my company was actually giving away for the incentive trip. What ended up happening is that I actually didn't earn that specific trip, but my sister had ended up, she was getting married in Jamaica and chose that exact, everything that my company was giving away, that exact place, resort and everything. And so I actually did get to go to Jamaica. Again, not exactly the way that I thought it was going to be, but freaking on this board and super amazing, you know. London and New York. I like to talk about these because honestly, London, that is, I want to have a second house there, but I at least want to go there once. That's what I would love to do. I've always just, I grew up watching lots of those older Disney movies, and I don't know, it's just Portobello Road. I don't know if you know that song, but anyway, I just like, there's something about it that I've always wanted to go to. I've got New York, I got the Statue of Liberty, I want to take my girls to a Broadway play. New York was my first love. When I was a teenager, I grew up going there every either Thanksgiving or Christmas. My birth mom had lived out there, and when you're a teenager and you're going through a hard time, like, New York brought me back to life. Like, I just love New York. And I haven't been back since Ray was 18 months old. And that is something that I want to do. So this is my second year. I just honestly just, like, kept it exactly where it was last year. It's still up there. I've got, I don't even know if you can see this. You probably cannot because it looks like blurry in here. But this is my home in Tennessee. Jennifer, like, keep your eyes open for this house right here if you can see it. My friend Jennifer lives in Tennessee. But yeah, this is my house in Tennessee that I'm going to have. What else? My pup. A lot of you guys know about my pup and saw my pup. My pup, Surfer, has been a huge blessing to us. So in January, I happened to see the free white Mercedes that my company gives as a car with a golden retriever. And I grew up with golden retrievers, and I was like, oh, Sophie's so cute. So anyway, another one of those things that, you know, we knew we wanted a dog this year. We didn't know how it's going to happen, but put it up there, and it happened. And I can't even tell you, like, when it came time to go find a dog, it was like, there was no question what kind of dog that I'm going to get. And I will tell you, this dog has been an angel dog to us. The dog is, we had the dog from hell before, and so, like, this, to have the most angel, best dog ever has been a huge blessing. And there is no accident. We were absolutely supposed to get this little pup that looks just like that too. He's got a little home just like that too. Okay, Jennifer, I know there's a place for you, and it's not mountains, but the hills are amazing. Okay, girl, when I get out there, you're gonna have to show me where. Okay, so, and I also, on my dream board, I've got a few things, because sometimes, especially like yesterday, I had an interesting day yesterday, and I read some of this stuff, and I was like, I am so glad I have this stuff on here. My favorite is, all that struggle is giving you new space for all God is bringing you. The other one is, imagination is more important than knowledge. Imagination is everything, and that is Albert Einstein. Find your tribe and love them. And not only did I find my tribe, like, my tribe continues to keep finding me. It is absolutely incredible. Almost done, but we're going to talk about this little check here. My daughter wrote me $1 million check for being her mom. It's pretty awesome. Okay, so this is the one that's going to make me a little bit uncomfortable. But, you know, I talked about how I thought maybe I might find the love of my life this year. And that has not happened. Or me, the love of my life. But this is what, let's see. This is what, is that it? That's the first one. So if you guys read that, and I'm not even going to say it because I'm like, oh my God, that makes me so uncomfortable. But I believe, so we've got that, and then this right here. This is funny, but it's so true. Let's see if it's showing up on there. Yeah. So my whole purpose in this is like literally, I believe that there could be somebody out there that knows somebody that fits that description, and I am opening up and saying, hey, you can set me up. Totally open to it. So with that said, we're almost done here. It is time to end, and at the end, I always want to end with an invitation. I always feel like that's the best way to end this. If you guys know somebody who wants to make a dream board, or hold on just a second. Hope you can hear me. So sorry. And I lost my place. If you know somebody who wants to build a dream board, or has like some of those questions about a dream board, or something about a dream board and having major after moving that issues, okay. Please share this video. They may get something out of it. You just never know. I also love to invite you guys to Live Inspired. It is a group that I have, and it's built of other wellness warriors who literally, you don't even have to say anything in the group. You can just be and just exist. But you're surrounded with other wellness warriors. And it's got lots of encouraging things, things that I would put on my dream board. Like, I share that with you guys in there. I'm going to put a link down below for that. I do that every single night. I also have one more invite, and this one's something super cool. So, well, they're all cool, but this one's one that I have not done before. I am getting lots of questions on 30 days to healthy living, and how to do it, and how I do it. And so I actually am going to be having a free boot camp, and it starts December 14th, I believe. I'll have to make sure, but if you want information on that, please DM me, and we can get you set up in that group. But it's going to be a 5-day, and it's going to be super informational. It's going to be lots of different things you're going to learn about food, exercise, and really to feed your soul. I think that is something that people don't realize and understand. Part of eating and good eating is feeding the soul. And again, it's totally free. So I feel like I'm doing lots of invites tonight. I'm still making my YouTube videos. Hopefully the ones that I need to edit will be done. But I am making one for the first of the year, probably be done just right after Christmas. It is going to be on how to make a board. Whenever I make my boards, and I do not say this to brag, I have like a creative mind, and people, like, because I go to my friend Tanya's every single year to make my dream board, people are like asking, how do you do that? What are you doing? Where did you get that? And I'm going to share all of my secrets to make a really cool board. So, looking for subscribers on my YouTube channel. Again, I'm going to put it in the link in there. Hi, Amanda. Got lots of people joining at the end. You guys should rewatch lives. Put a 1 down below. Replay, #replay. So you guys are so amazing. Seriously, I love you. And I love that you have accepted me in your lives, and that you've been willing to spend some of the most important, precious thing, time with me. And so I want you to know that I appreciate that. Have a wonderful night. Have Have a wonderful night. I'm saying it again. Love ya.